I've tested out quite a lot of smart locks over the years, and when it came down to it, the one that I finally landed on was the U100 by Aqara. I love all the features that it offered, so it became my main lock that I've been using for the last year. Now, my favorite feature with this lock is that it is HomeKit compatible, meaning that I can use my iPhone or my Apple Watch to unlock the door. Now, if you're not an Apple user, there are still plenty of ways to open up this door, so don't worry about that. But Aqara is announcing a brand new lock today. This is the U50. It comes with almost all the features that we're getting from the U100, but at a more budget-friendly price. In fact, the only thing that's really missing from this lock is the fingerprint reader. We're still gonna have the ability to type in a PIN code, use a physical key if you want to do that. We've also got the HomeKit options for using your cell phone, your Apple Watch, or you can even use an NFC tag to unlock this door. So with the announcement of the Aqara U50, I want to thank Aqara for sending this lock out and sponsoring today's video. So let's talk a little bit more about the features and design of this lock. With the U50, we're getting an all new premium black color. This is not something that we saw with the U100 lock. Now, the design of the lock itself is boxy on both the front and the back, but I actually like this because symmetrically it mirrors the shape of my door. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there are tons of ways to unlock this lock. The first is using that HomeKit feature, and that's going to allow you to use your iPhone or your Apple Watch to unlock the door. So you're gonna hold your iPhone up to the door and it's automatically going to unlock for you, or you can take your watch and actually put it up to the keypad itself and that will unlock the door for you too. So no need to type in a keypad, use a physical key, or actually open up the app. Now, the next way to get this unlocked is to use a passcode. And this actually has a pretty cool built-in feature called anti-peep password. And what this allows you to do is enter in a bunch of different numbers, and as long as your passcode is strung together in the middle of all those numbers, it's going to go ahead and unlock the door for you. This is going to prevent, if you think you have somebody who's maybe looking over your shoulder and might be trying to look at what your passcode is, type in a bunch of random stuff. As long as your actual passcode is in there, it'll go ahead and unlock that door for you. We've also got the option of using physical keys to get this door unlocked. The box does come with 2 keys inside of it for you to use. Next is the Aqara app. So you can always load up the Aqara app to get this thing unlocked, or we have the option of using one of the voice assistant apps to get this unlocked. So whether you have Amazon, Google, or the Apple Home app, any one of those apps, once you get them all synced up, can unlock this door too. You can also see in the screen that it's compatible with IFTTT and Matter. Now keep in mind, if you do want to have your lock in the Amazon or Google ecosystem, it does have to be connected to one of Aqara's hubs. I'd recommend taking a look at the M2 or the brand new M3 hub. Now this lock does run on 4 AA batteries, and that should last you about 6 months. Now as the batteries start getting low, every time you unlock the door is going to beep at you, letting you know the batteries are low. You'll also get a notification through the app, assuming that you have the Aqara app notifications turned on. Now, if the battery does run out and the keypad does not work anymore, on the bottom of this lock, there is a USB-C port that is going to allow you to plug in a battery bank. This will give you the juice that you need to get the door unlocked and get inside and replace those batteries. So it may be a good idea to keep one of those battery banks in your car or maybe in your purse if you think you're going to need that as a backup. This lock is also waterproof, so you don't have to worry about it being out in the weather. And it does have a built-in gyroscope for lock status sensing and auto locking feature. I have had this lock installed for a few weeks now, and I have not had any false triggers, which is better than the occasional mishap that I was having with the U100, so it seems they have made some improvements on this lock. Now that we've gone over some of the features, let's talk about what we're getting in the box. Okay, so here is everything that comes in the box. We've got a template here, so if you do need to manually install or drill any holes, we get a nice template right here. We've got a set of keys, batteries that are going to go inside. Here is the inside portion of the lock. Now you do have to line up these screws right here, and then once you do that, you're going to snap on the cover right there, but that is what the inside of your door is going to look like. We have got the outside of the door, so very similar look to the U100, but this one is not going to have that fingerprint reader. We've got our key hole right here. On the bottom, we have got our speaker and USB-C connector. So if this does lose power, you can plug something in there to get it powered on. Connectors in the back. We'll get this all set up here in a second. Over here, we have got the deadbolt that comes with it. When you do install this, make sure you're looking for it to say top, so you know where the top is. Have that installed. We have a few different options for our mounting plates, a squared off or a rounded corner. That is going to be for the deadbolt, and then also for the insert on the other side of the door if you do need that. On the inside of the door, we're going to be putting in our bracket right here, and then our mount is going to connect to it there, and that is how it is going to connect to the door. We've got screws and bolts and 2 different sizes there if you need them. But now that we have seen everything that you're going to get in the box, let's go ahead and get this thing installed. Okay, to get started, we need to take out the old lock. Now, lucky for me, I've got just the basic of basic locks. It's only 4 screws to get mine out. I've got 2 screws right on the inside front. I'm gonna pull those out. That's gonna take out the front and the back of this lock. Then all I need to do is take out the deadbolt. Very easy to do to get the old one out. The next thing that we're gonna do is put in the new deadbolt. Take a look at that deadbolt because it is gonna say top on it. Make sure that is up on the top of the lock. You're gonna put it in, put 2 screws in to anchor that guy in. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put on the outside portion of the door. We're going to string the cable through and then fit the metal piece through the door. It's that simple. On the inside portion of the door, we're gonna take that mounting plate, we're gonna take the 2 screws, put it through the door, make sure everything lines up, and then we're gonna screw those in. Now, before we tighten those screws down, we want to check the outside portion of the door, make sure that it is straight. Once we've done that, we can go ahead and tighten that up. Now we just need to pop on the inside portion. Now we want to take the cable that we strung through the door and plug it into the inside portion of the lock. We're going to place this over the lock plate on the inside of the door, and then we're going to take the tiny screws and screw them in. Once we've done that, we're going to put the batteries in and then go ahead and go through the setup process. So setting up the lock is really easy to do. We're just going to click on the plus sign up in the top corner. We're going to add an accessory. Then we're going to go down to smart locks, select the smart lock that we want, the U50, and then we're just going to follow the on-screen instructions. It's easy as that, so not much to it. Now I have already connected my locks. I'm going to back out of here, scroll down a little bit on my home screen, and we can see that I've got the U50 lock set up right here. So I can tap on this blue icon up in the corner to lock and unlock it quick and easy, or I can just tap anywhere in the middle of that tab to bring in and go to the different settings of the lock. So we see that it is now connected to Bluetooth. It is bound to one of my hubs. Up on the top here, there is a camera. So if you did have a video doorbell, you can connect it to that video doorbell and see a live view of what's going on at your front door. I don't have one, but it did connect to my G3 camera. We've got our temporary passwords we can set up. We have got our user management. So from here, you can set up general users or temporary users from there. I'm gonna back out. We can push and hold down here at the bottom to lock and unlock the door. I'm gonna go ahead and tap on the dots up here in the corner. And we're just gonna run through a few of these features that it offers. First one I wanna talk about is auto locking. This is a nice feature to have. You can set up to where it's automatically going to lock the door once you have closed it. So we've got a few options there. Some other ones is that we've also got the option for remote unlocking. So you can set that up if you want it to automatically unlock that door. Back out, we have got night latch mode. This feature, if it is turned on, is going to allow you to open up the door from the inside, but on the outside of the door, if you're coming home, only the admin, somebody who has access through a cell phone, Bluetooth, or an emergency key can actually open up the door. So nobody else can use the door if you do use this feature. We've got our door status detection. This is something that if you do turn on, it is gonna run the battery down, but it will notify you through the app if the door is open, closed, locked, or unlocked. Scrolling down a little bit here, we have got passage mode. So this is a cool feature right here if you're gonna have a party, maybe guests coming over, maybe people coming and going, that you can actually push double zeros followed by the lock button on the front panel, and that will prevent the lock from auto locking. So I've got mine set up to auto lock after 3 minutes, but maybe I got people coming and going all day and I don't want that feature turned on. Just by hitting double zero lock, it will turn off that auto lock feature, which makes it nice for people who may be leaving and coming back. We got a few more options here for away mode, do not disturb mode, and our ability to connect to other platforms. So in here, we have got the ability to bind with HomeKit or Amazon Alexa. I believe if you want to connect to the Google Assistant, you are going to do that in a slightly different way. Now, backing out of the settings of the lock here, I want to show you that there are automations that you can set up. So depending on how many different Aqara devices that you do have, inside of their app here, they have the ability to set up home automations. So we can say something like, if, I'm going to go ahead and click on this, let's say, let's find our lock down here. If the Aqara U50 is outside unlocked, so somebody unlocks it from outside the door, then here's what I want it to do. Now, I don't have any switches or bulbs inside my house, but I do in the garage, so we'll just use that as an example. Actually, I do have one in the kids' room, so we'll go ahead and click on our switch. We're going to say turn on. So if the door is unlocked from the outside, the inside light switch is automatically going to turn on. This is going to be helpful that you don't have to walk into a dark house, and the lights and plugs and switches or whatever you have can automatically turn themselves on. So overall, installing the lock is really easy to do. Setup is a breeze. There are a ton of features built into the app and so many ways to unlock it. Between using Apple HomeKey, a passcode, physical keys, the app, smart assistants, and even NFC tags, there is an option for everybody, and it's no wonder why Aqara locks are my main locks that I use around my house. If you guys want to know more about this lock, take a look at the links in the description. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.